Simmers, it's me, Mad Simmer, and welcome to a recreation of the Christmas Vacation National Lampoon's Griswold's Home. That was a lot. So in this video, I decided why not, since it's like the holiday season, and this is a movie that, you know, my family and I have watched for years and years. It's a childhood movie. This movie's literally my childhood. So I really do love this movie a lot, and I was like, it's easy enough. It's just a house, right? But one thing you don't realize when you're trying to recreate a home in The Sims, but like recreate a home, you know, you've seen on TV and stuff or movies, is that you don't know the floor plan. So I would say that was definitely hard, as well as the lights on the roof. It was a long process of what light should I use for the roof, because if you guys don't know, the National Lampoons is just about a crazy family who really wants to outdo Christmas. And the main person that wants to in the movie is Clark Griswold, the dad. He's just all in it. He loves Christmas, you can definitely tell, and he just wants his Christmas to be the best. So yeah, he decorates his whole house with lights. Yes, it's a pretty big fire hazard, but it's the movies, right? And another thing I thought was really funny, actually, like not funny, but interesting about this whole movie is that they did not spend that much money on effects, but surprisingly, the budget for this movie was like in the millions. Like it was a lot of money. So I want to tell you guys a couple of things that I think is interesting from this website, Mental Floss, but before I do, I am just going to read a quick description of, you know, when the movie came out in the USA, obviously. I don't know for other places, but I'm just going to tell you guys a quick description I found on Google. So, as the holidays approach, Clark Griswold, which is Chevy Chase, that's the actor for him, wants to have a perfect Christmas. So he pesters his wife, Ellen Beverly D'Angelo, that's the actress for the wife in it, Ellen, and children, as he tries to make sure everything is in line, including the tree and house decorations. However, things go awry quickly. His cousin Eddie, Randy Quad, he's so funny. Honestly, he made the movie for me. Like, I love him so much. He reminds me actually of my uncle in real life that I don't see much anymore, but when I was a kid, once he brought over hot fudge and let me just have straight hot fudge in a bowl without ice cream. So he's a little crazy, but I loved him. And I still do. He's not dead or anything. And his family show up unplanned and start living in their camper on the Griswold's property. So the Uncle Eddie, he pulls in with his family. You know, they don't tell the Griswolds that they're, you know, coming. It's a surprise in air quotes. Like, you don't do that. You tell someone if you're, you know, you ask them, like, can I, or you're invited to their Christmas party, because obviously that's what the whole movie is centered around, the Christmas party they have with the gigantic family, the extended family of the Griswolds. But Eddie just comes in, you know, rolling up in his RV van, whatever you want to call it, and it's his camper, and just, yeah, he just goes. And that's what the RV, or I don't know what it's called, camper, I'll call it a camper. I put a camper, right now it's a bus, or like not a bus, a car, but there you go, if what I'm saying is correctly shown on screen, but I did put a camper up. So, where am I? So, even worse, Clark's employers sorry guys, I don't know what that word is, on the holiday bonus he needs. So basically the holiday bonus, he doesn't get what he wanted. He thought he was going to get like a certain amount of money to put in a pool in the backyard, and that is why I added a pool in the backyard, because come on, we all have dreams, and I wanted it to happen. So he gets the Jellyfish of the Month Club instead, if I'm correct. Which, not the best, you know, when you're hoping to put in a pool, instead you get that. But I have more to talk about, so I won't be talking too much about the house, but I will definitely say it was definitely challenging to figure out the floor plan and everything, but I am pretty proud of this house. I felt like it turned out very close, actually, to the real version. So, yeah, but I'm probably going to talk more about the movie instead, guys, of the home, but you guys can see anyways what I'm doing. So, one of the things that I found that was interesting on Mental Floss was it's one of only 2 Christmas movies released in 1989. So I thought that was interesting because, I don't know, I felt like there'd be more. It was just like a random thing that I was like, oh, okay. But I'll read it. Though the holiday season is usually packed with Christmas-themed movies, Christmas Vacation was one of the only two that was released in 1989. The other was John Hancock's Prancer. Johnny Galecki, Rusty, aka Rusty Griswold, starred in both. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. So Rusty is like the child, one of the kids in the Christmas Vacation movie. So he is the little boy that helps Clark with the lights on the roof. And if you haven't watched this, which I find hard to believe, I feel like everyone in the USA watches this because it's just such a classic. And, you know, obviously not everyone does. But if you haven't, I highly suggest it. But if you don't celebrate Christmas, sorry, this probably is not great for you, but still happy Madmas. Anyways, though, another thing that I found on this website, it's like number 7, the cast of Christmas Vacation was pretty impressive, which I do agree with. It was crazy. There were so many just people that were such good actors that really made the movie. I don't know them. They were a lot older, probably ahead of my time, but I appreciated their acting roles in the movie. So I'll read it for you guys. In addition to featuring future stars Johnny Galecki and Juliette Lewis, who scored a Best Supporting Actress Oscar, geez, I can't read today, nomination 3 years later for her role in Martin Scorsese's Cape Fear. I did not say that right. Star Beverly D'Angelo was most impressed. So Beverly D'Angelo was the mom in Ellen, was most impressed with the older actors who came along for Christmas Vacation's ride. I attribute that to Jeremiah, sorry guys, I'm not going to say his last name, but Jeremiah C. He was the director, I'm pretty sure, in this whole making of this movie here. And his direction in bringing in E.G. Marshall, Doris Roberts, and Diane Ladd, she noted. That was really a special cast, and I think that's so wonderful, especially because I would think most of these people are either dead or almost dead. I know it's really hard to hear, but especially if any of you guys know the older actors in the movie. And what I'm really talking about is the extended family that come. Those are a lot of the older actors. So this is number 9. Director Jeremiah, I'll just spell his last name, Chechik, had never seen a vacation movie. So the director himself, like, because this is a franchise, I would think. Yeah, franchise. And there was also a sequel of Christmas Vacation. It was called Christmas Vacation to Eddie's Island, which is, it's interesting, that's for sure. I don't even remember it really, but I know it was quite a movie, I will say that. Especially because Eddie is just such a crazy uncle. We all have that crazy uncle, right? But what am I saying? But yeah, so the director, Jeremiah, he did not see any of the prior movies of this franchise here. And yes, not every movie leading up to Christmas Vacation, which I'm not really familiar with, so I don't know how many there were. I feel like I watched at least one, but I really don't remember it because it was so long ago. Sorry guys, I'm getting so lost in what I'm saying here. It's not helpful at all. But yeah, he's not seen them. And so, obviously, he didn't have much influence off of those. So, I do like that, though. He was like, okay, we're going to make a crazy Christmas movie with this crazy family. We're going to outdo ourselves here. And he really didn't pick from, the past movies. And there wasn't any, inside jokes that we wouldn't understand. Like, you can just watch Christmas Vacation and understand everything. You don't have to watch the prior movies before that to understand certain things in it. So I do like that, because not to be mean, but I don't think I want to go back and watch all of them. Maybe someday, but not now. So number 10 on the Mental Floss website for Christmas Vacation was the movie had a huge budget, particularly for a comedy. Yeah, so this is a comedy. Yeah, it's a comedy, let's be honest. A $27 million budget, to be exact, which is crazy. But I mean, I'm sure there's been more, money spent on makings of movies, but there really wasn't many effects, and this did come out in like the late 80s, almost 90s, so that's crazy. I'm just thinking now, oh my god, this movie's so old. It's so old, but timeless. So yeah, it's just crazy because I remember, really, I feel like the only effect they probably, like, you know, the only thing they put effect on was the snowman, or not the snowman, the Santa Claus, the little Santa Claus, what is it called, thing out in front of their house. It was like a Santa Claus sculpture. It's like a decoration piece. I did that with like the gnome in the front yard. You guys know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But it's like a little sculpture figure. But in the end, they made the figure, like they lit the figure up in the sky over the moon in the end, as it like, so it looked like Santa Claus, like the shadow of Santa Claus. So I thought that was probably something they would, I don't know, use effects on. But I'll read it. So yeah, $27 million budget to be exact, which is particularly high considering that the film had no special effects. But it had no trouble making its budget back. Yes, the film's final domestic gross was $71 million. Now, oh my god, imagine being one of those actors. That's crazy. So, the 12th thing on the list here is that it's the only sequel in the Vacation franchise to have its own sequel. So yeah, that's Christmas Vacation 2, and that is the Eddie's Island one, which is funny. I want to watch it again. I really do. These movies make me just so happy. I think that's just what Christmas time does in general for me, but yeah, I'll read it though. But don't be disappointed if you didn't know that or haven't seen it. The 2003 film National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure was made for television. And it features Randy Quaid and Jeremy Flynn. I'm sorry, these names. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. I want to get better at that. So, okay, this is another thing that I think might shock some of you if your parents literally don't tell you all the time, every time you watch the movie. Because my parents are always like, hey, look at, I'll just say it, but Mr. Shirley, aka Clark's boss, is Bill Murray's brother. So my parents are always like, oh, Maddie, look, that's Bill Murray's brother. And I'm like, yeah, you guys told me that each year. And they honestly do look a lot alike. And I don't want to, spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but I'm going to do it anyways, because, come on, everyone's seen this, but I'm probably really wrong, because I am, not everyone's seen it, but my favorite part of this movie is when Eddie, takes what Clark says, literal, and brings Clark's boss to the house in a bow. And if that makes no sense, I understand, but if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's hilarious. But yes, that's about it, guys. There's definitely more. I can link the Mental Floss website down below. There's so much on this, and I don't know, how much of it's true, but there is a lot of information and behind the scenes stuff about the actors. Honestly, now I want to know where they all are today. Anyways, look, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you will. Hit that bell notifications if you want to get my newest uploads. And I will see you guys in another video. Also, comment down below. I want to know how many of you guys know this movie, or just tell me your favorite parts of it. If you liked the build, anything like that. And I will see you guys in my next video, my next Madness video. Bye, guys. Dag, dag.